the topic of the day is going to be about donating. There's a lot of benefits for donating. A lot of people don't realize this, is that if you donate, you're increasing your wealth in the long term. For example, if you give $100, you're gonna get twice as much back, like guaranteed. Like your wealth is already written down, how much you're gonna get and when you're gonna get it. So don't worry about like if you're running low on funds, if you're having a hard time or anything. Things will pick up eventually. That's just how it is. Money comes and goes. But when it comes to donating, it's we have to be generous. Like there's a Somalian brother today, for example, he donated $1,000. No, I wasn't expecting that. Like he wasn't like wearing a fancy suit or anything like that. He was just wearing casual clothes, and he donated $1,000 for the victims of Palestine and Gaza. Over 115 people died, and I don't even know how many were injured. It's such a large number. It's funny how an African guy donates $1,000 for a Palestinian fundraiser, but Muslims or even Arabs, I've noticed that they stick with their own. Like if there's a Pakistani fundraiser, then Pakistanis would raise those funds, or if there's a Turkish fundraiser, then the Turkish people would raise those funds. But the fact that an African paid $1,000 or donated $1,000 to an Arab country shows the compassion in Islam. It shows the brotherhood, the camaraderie, it's a perfect example of what Islam teaches. It doesn't matter your race, your color, your creed, your anything. All that matters is what's in here, like what's in your heart, your faith, your relationship with God, and how you treat others. So we need to like just be better to each other. There's so much hate in this world, and we just need to fix that. I'm not saying it's going to be eliminated completely, but do your part and make someone smile today. Donate your time, volunteer, donate. It doesn't have to be just money. Like you could donate your clothes, your extra, like anything, like your furniture, your anything. Like I know that there's a lot of Syrian refugees here in Edmonton, and I have so much respect for them and what they went through, and I feel for them. Like I've been there. I've lived in Gaza for 3 years. I've lost 2 uncles and countless relatives and cousins and close friends, and it's so sad, but that's the reality. People come and go, people die, and inshallah they're in Jannah. May Allah reward them with Firdaus al-A'la and allow them to be shaheed. They're dying by the hundreds every day. Like it's such a common, normal thing for Palestinians to be murdered and slaughtered by Israel. I'm not saying all Israelis are bad. I'm just saying that the IDF, the Israel Defense Forces, are pretty, like, they're not the greatest. And we support them. A lot of the stuff that we buy, Starbucks, McDonald's, Johnson, like the brand, there's so many brands and stores and restaurants and stuff that support Israel and their military, and we need to boycott them. I know that Starbucks, I'm not too sure how accurate this is, but I'll double check. I know that Starbucks pulled out on supporting Israel a few years ago, but don't quote me on that. Let me get back to you on that. So when it comes to donating, just be generous. Like it's what's $20 gonna do to like affect your account? Nothing. Like you can afford it. I don't know you. I don't know how much wealth you have, but I know that your health will increase if you donate. Like just put yourself in their shoes. Like there's people who don't even have clean water, and here we take things for granted, which is why like it's one of the many blessings of Ramadan is to put yourself in those who are less fortunate shoes and feel what they feel. Like feel that hunger, feel that thirst, feel that need to get out of the sun and get into the shade. Like, we take so much for granted. We just need to appreciate more in life. There are close to 2 million people living in Gaza, and with such a dense population at like 17 square miles, that's crazy. Honestly, like, it's literally the world's biggest prison, because Israel constantly has the borders closed. I know it took my aunt like 8 months of going back and forth to the border till they finally let her leave. I would love to spend Ramadan in Gaza, but there's a really good chance that Israel won't even let me in, even though I have an American passport. They don't even have electricity or food or clean water or water at all. Like, I remember when I was living there during those 3 years from 2005 till 2008, it was mostly peaceful. People would die here and there, but we left right before the invasion. Anyways, so I remember that there was no water. We always had to have like we always had to use candles because we didn't have electricity. And that rare moment where they do turn on the electricity, that's when we'd have to charge our phones or like just charge everything. So even when they do turn on the water for like a short period of time, that's when we'd have to stock up with like gallons of water and stuff to last us the rest of the day or the rest of the week or month even. It's honestly, it's very sad what's happening in Gaza, and I just wish there was more we could do to help those. Like, I still keep in touch with some of my friends and my family there, and they're telling me like how much they're struggling and how miserable life is there. It's literally like a psychological warfare that Israel is doing. Not only are they bombing them and killing them by the hundreds, by the thousands, but they're also starving them, making sure there's no medical supplies or even school supplies or just supplies in general allowed to enter Gaza, which is like, that's extreme. That's like Hitler extreme. So Gaza is pretty much like a concentration camp. You can't leave, you can't enter, and you don't have any resources to sustain life. SubhanAllah. It's really sad.